What's up, guys? It's Mike.
It's Dan.
It's you.
Let's talk about North Korea. This story has been really kind of going viral lately, and I really want to talk about this because this is, I watched this guy.
Really?
I watched this guy, yeah.
Really?
His name is Louis. He does a really popular travel vlog thing on YouTube. He has about 2 million subscribers, and I started following him because I think Discovery or somebody gave him his own show or something.
Okay.
I think that was a year back. So he's been wrapped up in some controversy lately.
Yeah.
Because he went to do a vlog series in North Korea, which is one of the most just horrendous places on the planet in terms of human rights.
Right.
There's no human rights. There's no freedom of religion, freedom of anything. So people are really, we don't, and also it's one of the most, I guess, mysterious.
Closed off.
Because we don't know what's, a lot of people, we don't know what's, there's occasionally sets of photos that sneaked out of there, but other than that, we don't really know what's happening in there. We know, if you do anything wrong, you might get locked up and killed and tortured.
Yeah.
Put into a labor camp.
And anything wrong, not like if you murder someone, like
anything wrong according to that country.
So anything they deem wrong. Wrong meaning, like, for example, when the guy got, took down, one guy got 15 years or whatever from America. So whatever wrong is, and you do it, you're basically gonna go to labor camps. You're gonna go to prison. And there's a lot, and that's just one example. There's thousands of other examples.
So Louis went over there and did a 7-day vlog series, and I watched some of it. And basically, what people have a problem with was that if you watched the series, you wouldn't know it was you would know it's North Korea, but you wouldn't think North Korea is such a bad place.
Right, because he's like, let's go surfing, let's go on a water slide. This is awesome. Look at these people. Let's go dance. Let's go have some music. Like, you're just like, okay, this is like any other country, right? So then Philip DeFranco basically published a video that criticized him.
Yeah.
And then Louis published a video responding to that.
Right.
And here's the one thing that I want to say is he responded directly to what Philip said, which is Philip gave the example is it's like Louis went into a mansion and all these other rooms had murders and torture chambers and all that, but then he just filmed the swimming pool. He just filmed the living room.
Yeah.
So what Louis said was, this is his response. He was like, well, here's the thing. What about the people that are in the mansion?
Yeah.
I want to connect with those people in the mansion
to make everything else better.
Right.
Which makes no sense whatsoever, at least to me.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about Louis. He seems like a really nice guy. He makes beautiful vlogs. I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he's got that all wrong because what he's essentially saying is, I'm going to ignore everything that's going on and I'm just gonna show the beautiful side. But here's one other thing he forgets, right? He keeps saying he keeps referring to North Korea as one thing. He keeps saying them. I wanna bridge the gap to them. I want to show them. Here's the problem, guys, and we touch about this sometimes. There's the North Korean dictatorship, the government that runs the country. Then there are the people that live in the country. He's essentially saying, oh, the people there, they're basically whatever, like the people that are in the mansion, they're fine with whatever, so I'm gonna show the good side of them. What about the people who are not fine with it in the country? I'm sure there's a lot of people in the country who are like, I don't like what's going on in my own country, but I can't say anything about it.
I think that there also might be a safety issue because after Louis published a response, Philip actually did another video talking about how he kind of understands the situation. He's like, you know what, I can see how maybe even if he has some ideas, he can't really say what he's thinking because, he has put himself in a position where he's visited the country, he has connections there, he doesn't want to bring harm upon them. If he came out of the vlog saying, oh, I dislike this about North Korea, I hate this about the government, he would be putting a lot of people in danger, and including himself. And so I can see where that might have happened.
Yes. But then why'd you go there?
Exactly.
In the first place?
Why did you put yourself in that position in the first place? That's also true. I personally think that by virtue of going there, you have to be somewhat okay with what's going on there. Right. Because if you're not okay with it, you wouldn't go.
Yeah, and that's my question too. Like he says in his response in the first one, he's like, I know what's going on there. I didn't realize that there could be people that don't know what's going on out there. And that's, a lot of people are criticizing him. I'm like, yo, if you knew what's going on there and you accepted this fun trip because he's explaining why he wanted to go there and you're gonna vlog it, like this is a premeditated thing. It's not like you were completely oblivious, ignorant and was like, I'm gonna go there, show what's going on, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I got all this backlash. I don't think that's what happened.
Well, let's address a couple things. First of all, people were saying he got sponsored. I don't think he got sponsored.
Right.
I definitely don't think. Was he only shown the positive things? Of course, it's a tour agency. No tour agency in the world will be like, that's operating in North Korea would be like, yeah, let me go show you the torture chambers, right? It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna show you the beautiful parts. But the part that I don't understand, and I think, okay, I know why he did it, right? If you're a travel vlogger, what's some of the most interesting places in the world? The most forbidden, of course. So North Korea, obviously you want to do it. He did it for the views. We get that. We're YouTubers. We know what, okay, this could be really hot. This could be something that a lot of people would love to watch. So let's go do it. What he didn't do, which I think he should have done, and again, he didn't think what would be a big deal, was he didn't, throughout the vlog, he didn't stress even a little minuscule part about what is maybe wrong about what's going on there, some of the things going on. He didn't touch upon it whatsoever.
And you watch all the episodes.
He basically, this kind of reminds me of the Hunger Games almost. Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Luffy or Luffy or Leafy or whatever her name was. She's like walking around, it's like, hey, everything's so beautiful. Everything's so beautiful. Let's, like, it's almost like they're oblivious to whatever's going on. And he did address later, he's like, yeah, I knew what was going on. Well then, if you knew what was going on, and like a lot of people are against, what's happening in that country, including a lot of people in that country, then at least you should have in your vlog addressed maybe some of that, because that's going to come up.
I think a lot of people have this bad impression of North Korea, which is justified because the government is so oppressive. But I think that's not the fault of the people. And I think that it's good to have people see that, look, North Korean are people, and they're people just like us. So in that case, yes, I like to see some faces of North Koreans for sure. But I think that on the other hand, because he made videos that were so lighthearted and so geared towards having fun and just having like this great surfing trip, I actually think that it diminishes the world's perspective on what's going on in North Korea. Of course, a lot of people are educated and they know what's going on with the government, but a lot of people will be like, oh, it's not as bad as they say. It's not as bad as they say. And I think that that's what's most detrimental.
He got the backlash because if he didn't, if Louis wasn't Louis, if it was anybody else, he'd be like, yo, this is a propaganda video. Because you see similar stuff from China, other places where you're basically only seeing the good. Like we talk about China a lot, where like we say, hey guys, if you go to China, if you're only gonna go to Beijing or Shanghai, you're not seeing the real China. You're seeing what the government wants you to see, all the glory. You're not seeing the countryside, the poverty, the riots. You're not seeing any of that. So basically, look, Louis, I like I said, I watch his stuff. He's a very fun-loving dude. He seems like a really good guy. I'm not saying he did this on purpose. I'm not saying he did anything like with any other intent than to be like, hey, I'm a vlogger. I'm gonna show the beautiful things around the world. He did that with like what he thought was a really true intention. I believe that, but I just feel like it wasn't well thought through, and obviously it's not his fault. Like we all make mistakes. Like, hey, I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That came to my mind later. So, but his explanation, I don't feel like it covers it, because regardless of what you say, you want to touch all the people in a particular country, but if you're only reaching out to the 1% or the 2% that's having fun on a beach and surfing, that's not the people.
I think absolutely. If you go to any country, and every country has problems, but particularly countries with, say, very serious human rights issues and amongst other issues, you'll always find a certain percentage of people who are enjoying a good life. And they of course, like every country has a 1%, and they'll be like, what? Our country's great. I think I'm living the life. I think that this is great. But the millions of other people who do not think that will never make it on camera. They'll never make it onto something like this, because they're not really allowed to have a voice, So I think that's what's most problematic with this situation.
Yeah, and like Mike said, I feel like he got himself into this mess. And right now, it's almost like he's trying to kind of get himself out of it, defending himself. And I do believe he is trying, because he really thinks he's trying to help people. He really thinks that. I do believe he believes that, because look at him. He's a fun-loving guy. They made a music video, but on the other hand, he's completely diminishing the plight of the people. There are some serious issues there, and he basically just flew over it, and it's just like, Man.
Louis does come off as a pretty positive, fun-loving kind of guy, and you know, I don't watch a lot of his videos, but from the videos that I have watched to prepare for this video, he comes off as a pretty nice guy to me. Like both of you guys said, I feel like where he is mistaken is I actually don't think he can do much to help.
No.
And I think that by saying that in his response video, as if saying that, you know, I just want to help. I think this is the only way we can help. I agree with Louis that we should spread positivity and not put others in a bad light and not make really, you know, strong enemies or anything like that. But I feel like that's not to be used as an excuse, because you can't just travel into a country, have a good time, surf, and think that you're helping, you know?
Yeah,
so.
well, this is like a lot of, I mean, it's stories like this, things like this, you can think of a lot of similar situations. Like let's say somebody goes to ISIS and like the headquarters of their city and be like, yo, look, people are having fun. Yeah. Or you go to like some oppressive regime.
That's
Africa.
a really extreme.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
it kind of irks me a little bit, because you have an opportunity right now to help the people. You really do, because like you said, you're not connecting anybody. You know why? Because the government that's there doesn't want the rest of the world to connect. So you think that you could just go in there and be like, I'm gonna make a happy-go-lucky video and therefore everyone's gonna be connected. No, the real issue is the government and what it's doing to the people, and how do you basically help these people? Like, how does the world, like, how do we get along with North Korea if we even can? Like, to me, that's the issue.
Well, I feel like his videos, although they weren't sponsored, might as well have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, Louis, you might as well made some money off that, because that basically was, Kim would have loved you for that. Like, he was like, yeah, hey, spread awesomeness, but we serve. Like, isn't that what he wants to do?
But isn't that why his video isn't that why North Korea isn't stepping in right now? Because they're watching it and they're like,
what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like, they're gonna block a video on YouTube? They don't even have YouTube in there. Dude, look, it's done. He might. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, you know, Kim's like happy. He's like, yeah, maybe he'll unblock this one video series. Like, whatever.
We got surfers there. And they're pretty. I don't know.
Well, anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts on this story. Thanks so much for watching.
Later.